Hey everybody, I know it's been a while, but I got a lot going on and finally getting into a saw here. I got a 362 that I ported actually several months ago before I started recording my stuff, and it came back to me. The guy said it just quit running, and so as I tore into it, I thought it was fuel issues, and the further I went, the more I found it wasn't actually fuel, and the jug bolts had actually come loose, and it lifted the cylinder just enough it quit creating crank pressure, so it wasn't getting pulsed to the carb, so it wasn't pumping fuel. So we had a bigger issue, and the fuel delivery was just kind of incidental as a secondary cause and effect of what was going on. So anyway, I got to go in. So I'm actually furthering the porting on this saw after learning a couple of things on the 441 I did, and just kind of wanted to give a rundown on that. But you're staring at the piston of it, and you can see by the wash pattern it's actually fairly even, and so I'm trying to even up the flow, I guess, in the head and get that more even. But this is for a guy that cuts firewood by the log truckload. I mean, I think last year he cut and delivered almost by himself like 150 cords in 3 months or something like that. So this guy's hard on saws just by nature of what he does, and so I'm not going too crazy on it. I want a work saw that'll last a long time. When it's wore out, it's flat wore out. But he also likes a powerful saw that cuts fast, torquey, chain speed, the whole thing. So he's an ex-logger, retired, so to speak, I guess. But so kind of like a lot of guys, you want that chain speed, high revving, fast revving, but you don't want to sacrifice too much longevity either. So, but here's a peek at the jug. And so I got the shop door open in the sun, so it's kind of glaring, but same as the 441 though. It's a case fed jug. So on the intake side, you can see there if the single focus, the piston is longer, the skirt is longer, and so you can't cut that cylinder extension off. And so I kind of trenched it up into that and narrowed it, and then tried to blend it down into the ports and widen the ports a little bit, because ports, as they transition out of the case up into the jug, they're terribly restricted. And then same as the 441. So right here, I cut that skirt way down, and so it's just a little bit, there's just a little bit of space, I guess, between the area that I cut down and the bottom of the piston skirt at bottom dead center. And so I was able to thin that way down and really open up those ports right where they transfer up into the jug. And then same thing, you can see on the outside there, I tried to blend that a little bit too and open it up, and just try and improve the flow as much as possible, and it also reduces the length of travel by the air. It doesn't have to go all the way down around the bottom of that and then back up again. You cut a 1/4 inch or something out of the travel, so a 1/4 inch in two directions, that's a 1/2 inch, so it both increases response time because the air doesn't have to go as far, but then by removing all that case, you increase your capacity, your case volume too. So the squish on this is really tight. Without a gasket, it's only 15 thousandths. And because this guy cuts so much, and you can see the amount of carbon on the piston there. So gasket is 15 thousandths thick. So I'm just going to put it together like it is and leave the squish at 30 thousandths and kind of rely on the porting. And then he's got a dual port on the muffler also. And so kind of relying on the porting to do what we want to do. And I kind of polished the exhaust just to clean it up, and then we polished the intake just a little bit on the main intake. I'm not going to do that upper, but yeah. So, and this is actually a takeoff jug I bought from Two Stroking Saws. I think I may have touched on that in a previous video, but it was in really good shape when I got it, put it together. It's still in really good shape. I did hone it, put a new set of rings on the piston and stuff, but so far so good. This thing's running strong. Not going to touch the uppers. The thing runs really good, so I'm just going to leave that alone for now. and get what we get out of improving the lowers. And I did not do anything to the case either. The case is actually quite a bit bigger than the ports in the jug. So anyway, that's kind of it. I've been gone a while, couple, I don't know, 3-4 weeks or something like that. So give you guys a little update. I haven't put out much content because I did take a new job, and so I actually accepted a job managing a saw shop here in town. And so trying to get my head around everything that needs to be done and where we're at and all of that, as well as trying to improve the saw shop. And we want to grow the saw shop and expand the services. And so one of the things that the owner expressed interest in is this porting work and possibly adding that as a service through the shop, and so I've had a lot to do in the last month or so, and so I haven't had a lot of extra time to fiddle with this porting and put out content for you guys. But I do have a bunch of saws coming up, though. I got a brand new 261. I want to do a comparison, of stock and then ported. We got a 362c-m project saw for the shop we're going to be doing. Same thing, stock and then ported, and West Coast products, the bark box and all that. And man, I got a bunch of project saws I need to get back to. I got a 024 and a 260 and an 026 and a 200T, a FarmerTech 660 kit. I want to keep going on the FarmerTech 888. I need to deck the cylinder on that and dome the piston, cut the combustion chamber, and so bunch of stuff, that I wasn't tooled up to do before, but I got a boring bar now, so I want to start cutting the combustion chamber on that. Several project saws. I got two 046s that I'm working on. I put an aftermarket piston in the one that did not work out, so I need to get back to that. So anyway, and the Neotech project saw, the giveaway saw, I want to pull it apart and port it, and then I need to give it away, get it out to you guys, so I got a ton of stuff coming up. It's just been tough to budget my time, I guess, between this and work and life. So I don't know, but that's what we're doing. So if you guys like this 362 comment or content, leave me a comment, and I'll get it back together, and I'll make another video of it running. And then I want to make a comparison of this saw versus the new, and this is a 362cm also. But I want to make a comparison of this saw versus the stock 362cm project saw that we're going to do through the shop. And then obviously I'll add that project saw to the videos once we get it ported and done. We're going to dye the plastic and West Coast dogs, and I got a 25-inch light bar for it and stuff like that. So it's going to be a pretty killer saw, and we'll do some videos with it and stuff, and then we'll go from there. But we just want to kind of use it to highlight some of the services and products for the shop. So I'll keep you guys posted on that too. So anyway, you guys have a good Saturday and a good weekend. Talk to you later.